in so many tournaments in the past. Now, Maru, of course, he's not going to BlizzCon. He had weak results this year, even with the victory here, you know, in this tournament. If he wins KeSPA Cup, he's still not going. Classic, though, if he loses here, he is not going, period. He has to outperform Patience in this tournament in order to go to BlizzCon. So even if he advances tonight, you know, he will, you know, keep that dream alive. But we'll see how they basically hit each other in a tournament. And for Classic and Patience, if they meet each other in the finals, then Deer will not be going to BlizzCon. Something else to keep in mind, a third possibly involved in this rotation. Maru really showing some weak play, I have to admit, versus Patience in the earlier part of this this group. We'll see if he can defeat Classic here.
Classic at the same time also had a few kind of questionable moves in his games versus Nurchio. So kind of the battle of, you know, the bottom, which one of these players will advance. Like we said earlier, Patience hopes that it's Classic. Maru has traditionally been one of the strongest, if not the strongest, Terran in Korea, but we'll see if he's back up to that same level.
That we will. Classic, a lot on the line for this guy here. He needs to bring it together. We are going to go into game number 1, guys, right now on Dasan Station. Let's get into it.
다산과학기지로 떠납니다.
Over here in purple, our Terran player, it is Maru. On his last life here, along with Classic.
And yeah, that is Classic in the green. Got the Barney and Friends colors theme for this this tournament.
Sounds like it, or looks like it.
We'll see if Classic can baby bop him out.
I imagine that Maru banned New Gettysburg. I actually did not see the maps.
Nope.
Because I was talking
it was
about,
banned. So.
Yeah, so I was like thinking about storylines and whatnot. My brain was going into wolf mode, where I'm like, well, he has this. And all these
I was
things
just
in his
thinking
career.
about traumatic PBS children's shows. So, in a way, we were both accomplishing similar things, Wolf.
So, anyway, the map obviously is. We saw Byun, you know, basically lose horribly here. The aggression you could put on both players, you know, both races can be very aggressive. The earlier part definitely going to be more powerful for the Protoss, but the mid game and the drop potential is really powerful for the Terran. This map almost reminds me of like a 2-player version of a Brood War map called Bloodbath. I mean, it is like the shortest run since Steps of War, basically. I mean, oh, look at this. He's actually going to get away with this.
He's not Protoss. You can't steal gases. Except he can. And he's going to be preventing the second one from being built for at least a little while.
Can you imagine being the SCV? It's like, yeah, can you just go build a refinery? Use basically, that's really dangerous. You want me to build it? You want me to use it? No, just build it most of the way. Okay, so what you're telling me is you want me to go to that Protoss base, build a refinery most of the way, as much as I can, then leave? Yeah.
Well, now what you're telling his Probe is like, hey, Probe, there's all this like steel and whatever metal Terrans build things out of. I want you to use a little 5-damage zappy laser to kill that. And the Probe's like, but that'll take me all day. Do it.
Alright, he kills the Probe here, which is huge. The bunker will be ready in time as well. Maru is much better prepared here, I feel, than Byun was in the set they played on Tuesday. This pylon will still complete, of course, and he will get some overcharging off. Here's the first one. But
that's actually out of range of the bunker.
Yeah, with a quick repair, I don't think the SCVs are targetable. I think they're just out of range, so he should just be able to buy time with this. Basically, he's using energy to cost Maru a little bit of repair money, and that's about all he accomplishes with this one, with the bunker being here.
It's actually very reminiscent of Protoss versus Terran in Brood War, where you'd get Dragoon range and pressure the barracks until siege mode was completed. A little bit of a throwback there, but
yeah,
either way,
very true. You know, and it's actually like very comparable. You don't really get much damage done in Brood War, but you force a Terran.
Wait, what? Oh no! He's gonna lose the mothership core. I don't know about that, but that will signal the end of this little bit of early aggression.
Classic is, you know, he put on a little bit of pressure here, but losing the mothership core is unforgivable at this stage in the game.
Yeah, Bay kind of slipping, man. It's not on point. On point. There we go. Pronunciation. I don't know what that was supposed to be. But yeah, not on point. And even just look at this SEV. Deep inside Classic space, seeing everything. It's not a mystery. And now Maru in a great spot.
Not only was he in that base, but he was in there for a long time. Glad he pointed that out. His Classic was so focused on that attack, but yet still somehow was unable to pull his mothership core back. Talk about this player error we see sometimes in these pro games. And
he's bringing a couple of SCVs. This actually is a pretty strong push. He's got a Medank up there. He's got a Liberator coming out, as well as that Cyclone from earlier.
He also doesn't have a mothership core, so this is going to be very difficult to hold. Bunker going down here. He doesn't have a Prism either, which is obviously would have been very helpful against this Cyclone, which is going to be able to start picking these units off. If he kills the Robo, no more powerful tech units can come out.
He can't stop those bunkers from coming up there. The Cyclone pushing that off. The Liberator now coming up right on top of the rest of the army, rejoining it. And this push is insane. Can Classic hold on?
The bunker's going to finish before the Immortal comes out here. Actually, looks like the Immortal comes out just before the bunker is ready.
Oh my god. Will the Marines make it? They do get a couple in that bunker. The second bunker actually about to complete, but the tank in the back's actually dishing out a lot of damage. And Maru holds the contain here on the front of the main.
Yep. And now we can just kind of bunker leap forward here. We can just keep making this as long as he doesn't lose all of his SCVs. He's got two of them here. Adepts are looking like they may want to shade. The Robo goes down.
I think this is over. He's going to try to counter harass with a few Adepts out there, but he's actually just losing every production building in his main.
Can't mine from these top patches, which is a big issue, but this Adept counterattack could do a lot. I mean, if he just avoids the Liberation Zone.
Well, they're coming back, so they're not even going to counterattack. He's just going to try to get them here in time. So many bunkers coming up because Maru knows this is his big chance. Now he's going to try to break this bunker, and he does, but all the Marines get into the next one. Siege tanks up, back in the back. This is going to get some huge hits off Maru.
Oh my god, the Liberator here as well, and Maru is going to take this first game with flying colors. The core is unpowered here, not a big deal, but it will eventually go down as well, which means only Zealots can come out of these warp gates. Can actually salvage this bunker, and he gets the salvage as well. Damn. Liberator in position. I think you really summed it up earlier pretty simply. This game is over, and he has to remake that core. I mean, he's on one base, but I just don't think that without a Cybernetics Core Classic can amass enough units to deal with this. He's eventually going to start losing this Nexus. He's got one last shot here, picks up the tank to avoid the Zealots. The bunker trying to target it down now. Look at the siege tank control here.
God.
Oh my god. All right, well that should be...
That Medivac thinks it's a Warp Prism, man. Just picking up things, moving them back right before they die. And
I mean, this Mothership Core is trying to bait these Marines and actually to some success. Now, I'm saying, well, Wolf said it was over, but it's not over. Well, I mean, he defends this, I guess, technically. Well, not even technically, but he has a whole nother army.
Yeah, Classic at the same time does have an extra base over Maru at this point, so the mining is going to matter eventually.
Yeah. And mind you, that base does not have assimilators. He's not mining any gas right now. He's now out of gas. And Maru will just move in here with the next push, siege up some siege tanks, and end it. See you later. Don't know how Dawson Station made it into this pool because I didn't watch the vetoes, but it gets in just the same. And Maru abuses it after killing that Mothership Core. You can just come right across the map.
I mean, maybe Classic had a plan at the beginning with that contain, but Maru just ruined his plan.
Yep. There you go.
This defense about as bad as my jokes. The warp gate's unpowered here as this push continues ever forward into Classic's base. The pylon's warping in the last of these reinforcements. Can Classic break this?
He's going to try. He's bringing the probes here as well. Another siege tank rallies in. He picks up and backs off. He does save the Nexus for the time being, but Maru has his own CC now coming up at home. I think the Nexus is down to like 400 health. So it's not going to last much longer here. That's a CC I was talking about. I wish it would show the exact health on Nexus. You can see it's got the staticky Protoss burning type look to it right now.
Oh my god!
This micro is insane.
And another Liberator.
Yeah.
It's actually just so impressive to me. Oh, the Mothership Core killed the 2 HP tank on the ground. And now actually might die to that Liberator's shots since there's only one Stalker there to try to push it back. Zealot on top of these siege tanks, though, actually going to get one of them. So this defense holding just ever so slightly. More troops continuing to rally across the map here. Classic still in a lot of trouble, but holding on.
On almost any other map, he would stabilize here, but on this map, the rally is so quick across the map.
And this might just be it.
Yeah, I don't know how many more times we have to say this game is over until Classic GG's, but it is certainly over. This Nexus is only going to eat a few more shots. Okay, it was about 400 hit points. Now it's about 180, and it will go down. These gates are unpowered. He's only warping in Zealots because he has no gas. And he's going to actually lose power of these very soon. He has an overcharge. These ones are going to get repowered. He can warp in a few more Zealots, and I think one Stalker or one Adept.
We didn't like lag out there. Those units are actually just stopped in the middle of the map.
Not sure why, but
there used to be a history lesson, tiny little rocks that would prevent bigger units like tanks from going through there. Now, thankfully, we don't have to worry about those anymore, and that does mean that, like you said earlier, Wolf, it is so fast, so quick to get your units here to reinforce. Now, here comes the big attempt here for Classic to try to regain control of his base, which unsurprisingly fails. Maru coming out on top.
Had some trouble against Patience earlier, but unfortunately for Classic in this first game, he had no trouble. After Classic's one mistake, and you know, players make mistakes of all kinds, right? This is what I call player error, but when you make a mistake of this scale, you can lose a game over it. You know, you don't have a mothership core for the follow-up push defense, you die. And that's, I mean, it's as simple as that. He loses control of his cyber core, he lost his assimilators, lost control of his mineral line. Maru barely got the bunkers up in time.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what's so good about StarCraft, is that even the most perfect pro cannot be perfect, except for Nesty. But these two pros are going to have to face off in game number 2 coming up.